I'm Justin Knapik. I'm the owner and head instructor for On Track Performance Riding School. I've also been racing for 18 years. Today we're at Argyll Motorsports and we're going to go through and we're going to show you a little bit of my insight into what you're going to need to be able to get out and do some racing and some track days here in the city of Edmonton. So we're going to head off into the apparel section and we're going to get into it. Fortunately, here at Argyll, we have an opportunity to set you up with helmets, gloves, boots, suits, the airbag suits. We have everything that you need in order to get out and start racing and doing track days. One of the first things we're going to talk about here is helmets. When we take a look at the helmet, we want to make sure that your helmet is undamaged in any way, shape, or form before you show up to the track. You want to make sure that your helmet is manufactured within 5 years of the use. So if you're showing up at the track today, 5 years from today is the manufacturer date that has to be on the inside of the helmet, and that'll be found just in the inside of your liner. Next, we want to take a look, make sure that your visor is undamaged and can lock in place. And one of the big things to remember is that the better the helmet is, the safer that your head is, and that is one of the most important parts of what we do out on the racetrack, is making sure that you're safe in order to make sure that you come back and come see us again. Next up, we're going to talk about gloves. So one of the things that we'll take a look at is when we look at our gloves, we want to look at the protection that it offers us. The minimum requirement is that you have to have a gauntlet style glove. A gauntlet style glove comes up over top of your wrist and protects you from having any sort of slide potential where you're going to open up your wrist to abrasion from the racetrack. When you take a look at a gauntlet style glove like this, what you've got is you've got the ability to have a wrist closure, and then we have things like the sliders in the palm and the protection inside the knuckles in order to have that slap potential from a crash. So when we take a look, we want to make sure that we have not only our protection in the hands and the metatarsals, but also in through the heel of the hand, which is where you're going to have all the slide potential for the gloves. These protectors here not only help with your impact, but also with the abrasion resistance. When we take a look at the boots, we want to take a look especially in the heel cup. The heel cup is a really, really big important piece because as we come down, we're talking about the gloves, the slap potential, and that hit is really important to try and save you from. Next, you take a look at the ankle. So the protection here in the ankle, this hard plastic, that's there in order to try and save your ankle from that same sort of impact. Toe sliders do twofold as well. So they're there in order to protect your toes in the event of a hit, but also in order to try and protect the boot in the event of riding abrasion. So touching your toes down mid-corner while you're riding. When you take a look at the inside of a boot like this TCX boot here, it has a ability to cinch up tight so that your boots don't possibly come off during a event where you fall off a motorcycle. And it also has the protection up in the top here in order to have some protection from any sort of impact coming at you, such as pegs or any other part of the motorcycle in the event of a crash. One of the most important and often overlooked parts of riding gear is your back protector. Back protectors will have a plastic outside shell that is there in order to try and protect you from not only impact, but also from a penetration into your spine. So this is a part of an overall unit. This is actually our Tech Air suit that Argyll carries here. This is actually a new innovation that's come up in the last 10 years that we started seeing in MotoGP. These are suits that have an air canister inside, and then they actually have an airbag that comes down through the front and through the shoulders in order to make sure to protect you in the event of a motorcycle incident. So this suit here is one of the newest and most important parts of our riding equipment that we're going to start seeing on the racetrack more and more. Now for the biggest part of your riding equipment, we take a look at your leathers. This is a one-piece leather suit. So if you're racing with the EMRA here in the city of Edmonton, you're going to require a one-piece or a two-piece suit. One-piece suit is something similar to what we're seeing here right now. This suit here, you'll notice that it has armor that's built into the arms and also into the knee area. That's incredibly important. You want to make sure that your suit is undamaged and has all the seams put together in order to be able to come out and not only race but do track days as well. When we're taking a look at suits, you want to make sure that you find something that is going to be a good quality. There are a lot of different suit manufacturers that have kind of popped up over the last few years. Many of them are knockoff brands. These Speedy Band suits here that Argyll is carrying are some of the best in the market. We're going to take a look right now at motorcycle requirements in order to come out and do some track days here in the city of Edmonton. So we'll start with talking a little bit about the tires. Tires need to be in good shape. They need to be make sure that you don't have any flat spots, you don't have any holes, that you have enough tread to be able to complete an entire day of riding along the racetrack. Next, let's talk a little bit about mirrors. Mirrors can either be removed or you need to have tape over top of the glass in order to make sure that the glass doesn't shatter and end up on the racetrack anywhere. We take a look at all your levers to make sure that everything is nice and tight, that there's nothing that is an issue as far as binding, and make sure that your throttle snaps back. We want to make sure that the bodywork is secure. We're going to make sure that you don't have anything that is leaking, smoking, drag. Meaning that if you have any leaks on your motorcycle, you will not be able to compete in your day until you have an opportunity to fix that. Lastly, we want to make sure that that the bike has no other mechanical issues. So we'll take a look to make sure that your clutch is working properly, your brakes are working properly, and you want to make sure that you have enough brake pad in order to be able to get you through the day. If you have any questions or concerns, please come here to Argyll and we'll make sure to take care of you.